Picture a worker who has done everything right. They are wearing their company-issued safety glasses, fitted tightly to their face. Suddenly, they drop their tools, clutching their eye. A piece of metal caused a severe injury. How did it get past the lenses? The problem lies in how we design safety programs. Most protocols rely on static task lists, mandating that if you are grinding, you wear glasses. They ignore the physical mechanism of how an injury actually happens. You could be standing near a colleague using a high-speed abrasive wheel, perfectly exposed to those same rogue particles, even if your specific task doesn't require protective gear. Treating safety glasses as a universal shield ignores the realities of particle physics. It leaves compliant workers fully vulnerable to lateral and airborne threats. When a particle does strike the lens directly, we rely on impact ratings. The standard civilian metric is ANSI Z87+. To pass this, eyewear must survive an impact from a quarter-inch steel ball traveling at 150 feet per second. This chart compares the civilian standard to the military ballistic standard, MIL PRF 32432A. Translated to kinetic energy, the ANSI rating sits at 4.5 joules. The military standard requires survival at 16 joules, a massive gap. Now look where high-speed industrial malfunctions plot. A shattered grinding wheel generates kinetic energy that easily clears that threshold, instantly shattering standard gear. This is a diagram of the hierarchy of controls, a system used to minimize hazards in occupational health. The most effective method, hazard elimination, sits at the wide top. Personal protective equipment, or PPE, is isolated at the absolute bottom. If an ejected fragment is testing the impact rating of your glasses, your safety system has already failed. PPE is simply the last fragile wall before blinding trauma. We also have to account for human biology. We subconsciously touch our faces between 15 and 23 times every hour. This introduces the risk of self-inoculation. A worker might perfectly shield their eyes during a dangerous task, only to finish the job and immediately rub their eye with a glove covered in fiberglass dust or caustic chemicals. Then there is equipment-induced friction. In survey after survey, fogging is reported as the absolute #1 vision-related barrier to wearing safety eyewear. Wraparound designs are effective at blocking lateral debris, but that seam seal traps heat and humidity. The resulting greenhouse effect guarantees fogging the moment a worker begins to exert themselves. Consider the way gear is handled between shifts. Placing glasses face down on a workbench allows abrasive dust or chemical residue to settle inside the frame, where it is later pressed directly into the eyes. When gear causes physical discomfort or blinds a worker with condensation, human instinct overrides policy. The worker pulls the glasses down to see, transforming the supposed protective barrier into a direct vector for injury. Overhauling an eye safety program requires abandoning simple task-based checklists. Organizations must adopt pathway-based engineering controls. The first priority is engineering the hazard out of the environment entirely. This means installing physical barriers, machine enclosures, and local exhaust ventilation to pull fine dust and vapors away before they ever reach a worker's face. Next is implementing strict PPE transition discipline. When workers move between a high dust zone and a chemical environment, the removal of tightly sealed goggles must be a deliberate, clean-handed process to prevent cross-contamination. Providing individualized fit testing and advanced anti-fog coatings is a necessity. If the glasses fit the specific structure of a worker's face and remain clear, you remove the biological urge to lift or adjust them during a high-risk operation. This information is for educational purposes only and does not constitute medical or legal safety advice. Always consult your site safety professionals for proper protocols. True vision protection isn't achieved by handing out cheap plastic lenses. It is engineered into the environment.
Subscribe for more breakdowns on the principles that keep a worksite running.